Hi everyone.
Hello.
No, I'm gonna have to
Oh, okay,
introduce you.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
3, 2, 1. Hello everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Unexcused 2. If you hear background noise, that's because this is our first time recording and just bear with us. Anyways, my name is Keitha and I'm your host and today I'm joined with
Mina.
Miss Mina.
Work. Hello,
Yeah.
everyone.
How's your year going? It's like literally it's
The second month of the year.
no, but did you like notice like January started like really like it started and it went by really fucking quick and now
Almost too
February
quick. Yeah. Even February, too. Don't you feel it?
it's already the 6th.
I know.
I can't.
It's crazy.
No, like but like Valentine's is coming up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Love that.
And like literally like the other day I was like thinking about Valentine's and I was like, you know how Kayla was like in the group chat and she was like, "Oh, send me this. I have like a surprise for you guys."
Yeah, how sweet. I
Yeah.
could never.
And then I started thinking about relationships and I was like,
Let's
oh.
start a podcast. Let's talk.
No, but like literally I was like, oh my god, like imagine like because like I remember Janelle was also asking like, oh, did this person ask you to be your Valentine's? And I'm like, no, and I was like, she was like, why? And I was like, oh, I don't know, and it was like someone that I was having a talking stage with. And then I like it got me thinking, right? Valentine's and like Kayla doing these things, and then like this whole like I'm just in a talking stage with someone, and then asking like, oh, why didn't they ask you to be in a no, be their Valentine's? And I was like, wait, like when is it like the right time, or like how early or how late is it to like do something in a relationship?
Honestly, if I were in a position where, I don't know, like my definition of a Valentine, obviously, like generically speaking, you gotta have like a loved one to be with you. But I don't know, as a single person, I think like what Kayla's doing for us it's already like romantic enough. It's already very sweet. And I feel like, everyone out there who cares for like an individual or a group of people, I think it is best like for you to show your love on that special day, on that special occasion. And from your question, which was when it's never too late, like too early or too late
When is
to
it
date.
too early or too late to like do anything in a relationship? Like, do you feel like if it, like you're like in a talking stage with someone, do you feel like what do you think is too much? Because personally, I think like if like I don't mind PDA or like yeah PDA or like touching because like I recently just found out like physical touch is something that like I like,
Yeah.
but I feel like I don't know, like if you're taking someone out, like for example, like first dates, I don't think first dates is meant to have like you're not supposed to shag on the first
Like
date.
very extravagant.
Or like no, like when it comes to dates, I feel like the first date should never ever be in a home setup. Like that.
Absolutely. Not gonna lie. People are, how do I say that? Like I just feel like all they could think of, like what love is sex, which is very, very misinformative in a way. I don't know. I don't, not, okay, maybe not that. We're maybe like a little overrated in a way. Because like obviously like to show love is to have some physical intimacy and all that. But they starting to neglect like the minimal like activities,
Yeah.
which I'm really sad about because literally everyone like out there is just lusting over everyone. That's why they're so lonely. You know
No,
what I
and
mean?
I also feel like in our like generation right now, the bare minimum has changed. Like
Yeah.
I think like it's crazy because like whenever someone is like, "Oh my god, he texted me," or like whenever someone is like, "Oh my god, he asked me about his day." Like my day, and it's like, "Honey, that is the bare minimum. That's
Yeah.
like not that's the bar is set in the grave at this point. Like you're not your bar is like really low if you get really impressed by someone asking about your day.
And yeah, absolutely, I agree. And that probably comes when, like, I honestly, it depends, because like maybe some people out there who's never experienced it, or let's say like they've been waiting for so long and they get those kind of messages, and then all of a sudden, like, all those standards, all those advices that she's like, that person's been having all of her in her head, and it's suddenly just like, dumps all of it in the trash because like that person came back, what goes around comes around, kind of thing. And I just feel like, I mean, it's normal for us to have those experience, like being surprised, oh, this person texted me and all that. But yeah, I do understand that, yeah, that is a bare minimal. But I guess it also depends on like what, like, I don't know, like I find it like a little subjective in a way, like what their bare minimal definition is. But I don't know what I'm saying at this point. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, back to what you said, like the first day of date, like the first thing of dating, or like the first day of dating, whatever, it shouldn't be sex. If anything, it should be like, like getting to know one another, or like something romantic that doesn't have to involve in sex, honestly. Like, I feel like as human beings, I feel like we have a hard time like not doing anything other than sex. Do
Do
you
you
get what I
feel like
mean?
that right now in our generation?
No shit. Like, everyone is horny. Like, the fuck? Like, geez. Like, at this point, because, like, I don't know. I feel like everyone has, like, especially girls, they would reach to the point where sex is low key, like, it's like an activity. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing special anymore, which sucks because sex is supposed to be something special, but people just, like, take it,
Like
take it as, yeah.
like validation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. No, because like I don't know. I just don't really like the whole hookup culture
Yeah.
because I feel like
Yeah,
nowadays,
as someone like us who's been through that.
yeah, like I feel like hookup culture is like, I feel like nowadays it's so stupid because it's like, it's more of like an ego thing now. It's like people don't really, like they don't really have that sense of value when it comes to shagging anymore. Like it's more of like a game.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe because like we've been so desensitized by it, and that's why we have this mindset. Like, for people who's listening, like, you guys can have different opinions on this, but I feel like hookup culture is so bad now because it gets to a point where I feel like some people, the way they think about it, they would, it's, again, it's like an ego thing, and it's like it
And
gets to
also insecurity.
yeah, and it gets to a point where if they don't get that hookup or like whatever, they just feel like they're lonely or like they don't have anything else to do.
Yeah, and I was once like that, which honestly sucks. Like, if I were to go back, I I wish I could have built up my self-esteem more and my self-confidence, because even though like I was masking, like I was like I was like building my self-confidence, like my confidence was like pretty good and all that, like I did love myself, I still have like that insecurity where I'm like, okay, why is no one wanting me, kind of thing, so I low-key rushed it to the point like yeah, like I fucked up myself. And but like in the end of the day, it's like an experience, at least, you know like after I did it with that person, it kind of opened doors for me to explore more, but more of the activity, but not love. And then I remember watching this one video where the girl was talking about, like, y'all be experiencing like losing virginity, but have you ever experienced love? Like love, dead, like genuine love
Yeah,
with a person.
you know why that is? Like, in my opinion, I feel like when you, like, even if it's like hookup culture or like, you know how some people, like, after they have like they broke like no contact with their exes or whatever, and they end up shagging. The reason why that is, like, first of all, obviously, like, you want anything that has to do with shagging, it's still a version of affection that you're showing someone. It's intimacy, but at the same time, I don't think people realize is that you're also exchanging energy with that
Yeah.
person. So if that person is like not okay or whatever, like, you might not feel okay after that either. Like, when you have sex with someone, you kind of exchange energy, and you kind of like you it's a bond. Like you make like I think that's why, like, I don't know. I feel like for men and women it's different when it comes to sex.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I feel like for men it's like they just
Straightforward.
yeah, they just see it and they just like they fuck around or
Yeah,
whatever.
like the thing is with men, like for okay, maybe for me at least, like I think because like for men they prioritize things. So once it's done, it's done. But for girls, it's we kind of expand more. I don't know, like we're pretty diverse when it comes to choices, and then we take it by heart. You know what I mean? So I guess that's why, like, I guess depends on other girls. Like when they shag, maybe they could move on from it because
Yeah.
they did it, but then in the end of the day they could probably have that person in mind, like maybe I should see them again, let's do it again, kind of thing, because what they did possibly, like, it was very intimate and all that, and she liked that. And if for guys, I just feel like it doesn't matter who are they fucking, like as long as they're, you know, decent looking and they have a vagina, not on their period, let's go for it. Yeah, so but like that's the thing. I just feel like all that aligns to how lonely we are. You know, I feel like the higher hookup culture is, the more lonely people are, and then the more
Yeah.
insecure and anxious they are. And yeah, like, to the point like even I admit what I did was aligned with how lonely I was and how insecure I was. And I thought, like, by, you know, being naked in front of this person and then doing that action, I thought, okay, I got the validation I wanted, but only for a short period amount of time, which is low key very wasteful because I could have taken that time to do something else that is worth to build, you know? If anything, like, that's low key unhealthy, you know? And I feel like no girl should, not just girl, but like anyone should put themselves in those kind of position where they need like fucking is the answer, you know, which sucks, you know, because like nowadays that's what they're all doing. Like, bitch, like when you go on an Instagram, everyone is like showing off skin at this point,
Yeah.
showing off, you know, like we get it, like you're pretty and all that, it's all confidence, but like what's your main target? Like what's your like what is your objective at this point?
Are you talking about like Instagram models, or are you talking about
Like in
just
general, yeah, like in general, it's like okay, okay, maybe I don't know. I just feel like even young girls, like I've seen young girls who would like pose a certain way or all that. Not like I'm not to judge, but or anything, or I don't know, act like your own age kind of thing. Like I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like I don't know. Maybe sometimes when people do post those things, like those certain things, they're low key kind of asking it. You know what I mean? In the sense of, you know, like let's say this girl likes this boy, and then all she could do is like show off, you know, and that's all.
like hoping to get like noticed?
Yeah. I mean, I was once that girl anyway, so like, what can I say? But it sucks. I gotta say, it does suck. I'm not proud of it, but I don't know, because like we're looking at the screen, we don't know what's going on in their mind.
Yeah,
And
you like when you post stuff online, you kind of put like, what is it called? Like a like your like the way that you're perceived is way different because like people doesn't know what actually happens like outside of those photos that you post.
yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
like I could post like me playing pool today, but it's actually not from today, and people would be like, "Oh my god, she's doing something every single day."
Yeah, exactly. Like, but that's the thing is like, no matter what you do online, you're going to get judged, regardless. And that's why I just feel like I don't know. Like, honestly, like keep doing what you're doing because like in the end of the day, we all don't know, like what's going on behind the lens and all that. But just know that, you know, there are going to be people who are going to judge, or they're going to say stuff like, oh, she's posting that because she's insecure, asking for
Yeah.
attention and all that. So yeah. And because of that, I just felt like um yeah, it just sucks, man. I don't know.
Yeah, but like circling back to what we were saying earlier, like how early and how late is it to do anything in a relationship? Because I I've had like I've heard stories before where like I had a friend before where they told me that their parents were never married,
Oh.
but they've been together, and it was just too late into like their relationship for them to get married. Like the it's just like it's gotten to a point where it's a huge blowout. They were like, okay, whatever, it's too late now to get married. Like, I don't even have the time to do that. And it's like,
Oh shit.
I don't know, like, do you think, okay, here, do you feel like it's necessary to get married to someone that you love?
Absolutely.
Really? Like, you want to get like that's crazy, right? Like,
Why would you want to stay with someone who's arranged for you? Oh,
that
sorry.
hit the mic. It's okay. No, no, no. Like, I mean, I'm saying, like, is it really necessary to marry someone that you love? Because it's like, if you love a person, like,
I mean, that's why, like, at a young age, it's still best to explore and not settle your whole life for this one individual. And I know it sounds selfish, you know what I mean? But, like, in the end of the day, they come and they go. Like, when you're sealed with this person, like, there's going to be, like, what do you call that? Fuck, what do you call that? Like a payback kind of thing.
like revenge.
No, no, no. It's like they won't last long kind of thing. Like like cherish the moment because you know that ain't gonna last long. Like nothing lasts forever kind of thing.
I don't know. I just also feel like if you really, really love a person, I don't think like a piece of paper that is involved with the government is gonna prove that, like,
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
exactly,
that is true.
like, that. Not saying that I don't want to get married, but it's just like, if, like, anyone can get married in this day and age, and everybody's gonna get divorced if, like, that's
that is
the case,
true.
you know.
So my answer for that is like yes and no. You know what I mean? Because things do change. Like just because you're with a person, that don't mean like I'm not saying to think of the worst that's gonna happen. Like maybe he's gonna find a chick or she's gonna find a guy and then they're gonna divorce like that. But like I'm just saying there are going to be some circumstances that you know which is a challenge. But
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like relationship and marriage, they're going to face challenges in either way, and
Yeah.
it's up to them of how they're going to find a solution. Because like that's the thing. Like when you're with someone, you're you're going to need to negotiate with this person
Yeah.
and contribute to build the relationship even stronger. So I'm just saying in like all relationships, because like friendships and relationships and stuff like that, because like it does matter. It like if you don't do anything, or you're just going to like slack off and all that, then what's the meaning of this? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I'm just saying, like, when you're with a person who you truly love, and likewise for them, you need to contribute. Like, don't think like just because you're with this person it's gonna be all you know rainbows and butterflies and all that stuff.
Yeah, to add up to that, like, because I've been in like a long distance relationship before, and then, like, my whole philosophy in relationships has changed, because it's like, if you're willing to be in a relationship with someone, and like one day, like, they have to move away, or like if you guys are apart and they're not capable of handling that, you never know that when you're like physically together.
Exactly.
And like, I feel like a long distance relationship and a physical relationship is so different, and like something you find normal in a long distance relationship could be really abnormal in a physical relationship, and not everyone's gonna understand that.
Yeah.
And like with the whole negotiating part, that's literally, or like compromising, that is so hard, because again, like, my philosophy in relationships has changed, because, like, I think, you know how all people are always like, oh, communication is key, communication is key.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, I've changed that mindset, because it's like, I don't think the communication is the problem, because, like, people could just like make up some shit and say that they're gonna change or whatever, and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
have that
yeah.
whole talk. But it's also the amount of effort that you put in and taking that
Yeah, the
action.
action. Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's like, no matter how much you're gonna like compromise or like communicate with someone, that like this and that, like, let's say, like, for example, like, you guys are not spending enough time together, and it's like, how are you gonna make that work? Okay, you've communicated that, but even after you communicate and that person just keeps doing the same things, it's like, what's the point of saying that to that
Yeah,
person?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's why you guys gotta balance it out, or at least mean what you say. Because yeah, sure, like communication is key, but where's the action at?
Yeah.
You know, because like I'm so done. Like, can I just say, like, I'm so done, like dealing with this guy who be, saying all these expectations. Like let's say, like we're going to see each other and all that. Like, bitch, Macau is so small. You know what I mean? How, like, I mean, I get that in the end of the day. Like, I get that. No, the fact that I had to see it for myself, I understood why he would say that, and then just say that in hopes. You know what I mean? Like,
To see you.
hopefully, yeah, like hopefully, like maybe this would work and all
Yeah.
that. But like maybe like because like he has a job and all that, and then I also have a job, and then he's got a social life going on, and so obviously there's no room for me, and that's like that's where I have to see that without him telling me, which is crazy.
Well, is
So
this wait, just to like ask you a question, is this person like the person that you're talking about, is it like a talking stage or is it like
I mean, I'd say it's already done.
no, well like during that time when you're experiencing that?
Absolutely,
It was a
dude. I
talking
always
stage.
fuck up in a talking stage. I gotta be honest. Like, girl, talking stage is like talking stage sucks. Like, I don't know why. Like, if only I could pick up like the the easy difficulty level, I would definitely go easy. But like, it's never easy. Talking stages are never easy. If y'all gone through talking stages, bra fucking vote. Now level 2, commitment, bitch. But like, yeah, talking stages is like the stage where you kind of like investigate, like kind of analyze if they're actually interested in you, or if that person's actually worth your time, you know? And it sucks because, like, as a lover girl, I thought, like it's always been scary for me when it comes to talking stages, because that's where I kind of put more effort in, you know, like maybe like the way I talk or the vibes and all that, but and also like the chemistry, you know. But then I didn't want to show off a fake side of me. Like, I want to be more authentic. But the thing is like when I showed that side of me, I mean, I always show that side of me. Like whoever I meet, like I will show that side of me. But all like of course, like there will be different kind of versions of me, but like like in the sense of like talking and all that. Like, I won't get that crazy and all that, but like I will still show my authentic. Oh fuck,
That was really loud.
authenticity.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know. I kind of just scared him off, which sucks because it's like, well, I like you, and I thought you liked me.
See, that's the reason why I said, like, I asked you why, what do you think is like too early or too late, and like, because like, what if like what you're doing to them is like too early on?
Yeah, exactly. So honestly, I guess it really depends. I don't know, because for me, I felt like I was rushing. Like, obviously, I feel like the listeners, like, they will probably think what I was doing, it was rushing. But then I'm also thinking, okay, what the fuck? Because I also feel like we're also bombarded with the idea of like like the 3-month rule, the 6-month rule. If he doesn't talk to you within 3 weeks, then he's not into you, kind of thing. Like, not gonna lie, that really flooded my mind, and to the point where I get very anxious when I text people. Like, why can't I just go straight forward? Like, hey, I fancy you, and let's see where this goes. But that's the thing, I can't, because I'm such a pussy, you know, to even like say that. Like, I don't even have the guts. Like, I would rather you tell me that you're interested in me or you like me, then we'll see where this goes. But that's the thing. If you like me, I might feel a certain way.
So you're like afraid to like talk about, communicate that. You feel like it's too early to communicate that in like a talking
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, exactly. Like, if anything, I feel like we should just chat like casually, and then really see where this goes. Because obviously there's going to be like a moment where this person might have a spark in you or each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like, especially like meeting people locally, like physically, not long distance. Like, honestly, like, big respect for the people who could manage long distance, because I can't. I have this guy who's like from America, and I mean, I tried talking to him and all that, but like, I mean, it's fine. It's nice. We chatted well, but it's just like the time zone and all that. Like sometimes, I'll be, you know, out late at night and he's already like in the morning, like he just woke up and all that, and I'll be chatting with him, but then he couldn't because he has work. Like I'm just saying, like the time zone ain't time zoning. And then like girl, till this day I left him undelivered, which I feel bad about because like I remember like the last thing I asked him was like. Because he asked me, how was your day? And I said, oh, it was good. How about you? And I never seen that text ever since. Fuck. I should get back to it. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, I just feel like in the beginning, really just. I honestly feel like if you really do fancy this person, literally try to make the effort to see that person. Honestly, like as much as I go through my phone a lot and all that, I don't really like the idea of texting.
Yeah,
Honestly, like
same.
first thing, like when you want to get to know me is by text. Like, bitch, shut up.
Yeah, it's like, I mean,
Book an appointment with me. You
but
know what I
that,
mean?
I feel like that's like a huge intel of that person, whether they really wanted to get to know you or not. Because if they
Exactly.
wanted to, they would have been like, even if it's just texting, it would have been like a text to actually check up on you and then lead on to like, let's meet outside. Especially if again, it's not long distance, so you're in, like, you're literally in the same area, or like, you know, I feel like that's like people should be more straightforward with that. But
Absolutely.
I also feel like nowadays in our day and age, I feel like we, I don't know, maybe it's because like of the people like we interact with, but at the same time I just don't feel like people are in our age is too straightforward with that.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's still a little bit of like a naive mindset
Yeah,
when it
yeah, yeah.
comes to like interacting with someone that you like. And it's like we're no longer in high school, and it's like, even if you, I feel like we're young, like, how old are you? Like, you're 20.
Turning 21 this year.
You're turning 21 this year, and I'm 22. It's like, you kind of like, I feel like in our age group, I think it's all right if you're getting to know people, like if you're talking to multiple people and you're just getting to know them, then that's all right. Like, just make sure to communicate that. I feel like
Yeah.
people shouldn't get butt hurt by that. But at the same time, if it's like you have something good going on with this person, and you guys are not closed off, but you like that person, I feel like it should be communicated, and you should tell that person that, like, hey, I do like you, but I'm still either like not ready for a relationship,
Yeah.
or like, I feel like we're grown enough to do that. But I don't think, not to shit on men, but like, I feel like not many guys are like willing to do that because they're afraid that women now, they think that women nowadays are too sensitive or too overreactionary to those things, where when they're like, when, if you're straightforward and be like, oh, I'm sorry, like, I am talking to you, but I'm not willing to be in a relationship because like, or like, I'm not willing to like still get to know you, because they think that like once they say that, they blow off their chances.
Yeah,
And it's
absolutely.
like, I think that, again, in our day and age, it's like we're grown enough to communicate those things, and it's, we shouldn't be too scared about it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I remember like what during high school, or quote unquote middle school. We don't have middle school in our city, but middle school is in like 7th, 8th grade. Like, like what? Wait, no, we used to put even more effort back then. Like,
Yeah.
people would leave you like candies or like drinks on your table, and you would come back to class and be like, who did this come from?
Yeah, oh my god, I remember.
Right? But like nowadays, it's
Cringe.
like guys doesn't even
They
fucking
don't
do
that
that.
shit.
They-
Dude, can I just say, like, girl, the amount of effort I put in, like, back in high school, it was crazy. Like, I liked this guy, and I remember all the things that he liked. Like, he liked Pepsi and all that stuff, and I. I fucking remember giving him 50 just for him to reload his bus card.
Girl, you paid a guy.
Yeah, bitch. Like, that's how much I like him. Like, if I wanted to, I fucking would, okay? And that's the thing. Like, when you like somebody, like, it's not just me. Like, I've seen people who've done something who they like, you know what I mean? For someone who they like. And it's really cute, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not even something big. Because stuff like this is big,
Yeah.
you know, to that person. So, and then when once I enter the adult age, you know, the adulthood, I'm like, where the fuck, what the fuck happened? Like, now, like, I have to learn, like, I gotta analyze what guys are, because I thought guys were simple. You
Yeah.
know, but if anything, they're not complicated, but they're difficult. I gotta say, they're fucking difficult. Like, why can't you just tell the truth? Like, why can't you just speak up? Why do you have to make me like overanalyze this when you can say it, when you could speak up? Like, obviously, like it also goes, like, it also comes down to like different kinds of men, because some men, they could be honest, some men
Yeah.
could be straightforward or very harsh too,
Yeah.
who wouldn't consider your feelings and all that, which, okay, fine, go crazy, but at least you're truthful, whatnot. But then I guess it's just, for my experience, it's like they don't fucking speak up, to the point we'll end up in like kind of like a situation ship ish thing, which honestly sucks, because like I knew that definition when I was like 18, 19, which sucks, you know what I mean? Because like when I found out about that definition, I was like, what the fuck? There's a spectrum now in dating. Like, there's no yes or no. There's a maybe now. You know, which is like, what the fuck? It's like, when you like that person, you like that person. You let them know. If you get rejected, you get rejected. You know? And of course, like, for me before, like, I used to be like, I didn't like rejection or confrontation or anything. Like, I just really didn't like to face it. But now that I'm grown and all that, and, you know, been there, done that, like, at this point, like, I don't take it as serious as it is. Like, I don't take it as personal, because like, it just goes to show that the like, I either like don't fit their preference or their time or whatever. But like, in the end of the day, it's like, okay, if you don't like me but I like you, then okay, that's fine, because there's going to be more in the sea. Okay, I'ma just keep swimming. But like, yeah, what the fuck? What, where are all that effort? I gotta say, like, give me a bar of chocolate and that's good enough. Like, that goes to show, like, okay, you fancy me for real, love that.
But I feel like, okay, I'm gonna probably say something that's
ahead.
a little bit offensive,
Go
but
ahead.
it's like, what is your fear of doing that for instead though? Like, if it's like, if a guy is not putting that effort, what's holding you back from putting that effort in? Because it's like, you know,
Like, you mean like Uno reverse? Like, why?
like let's
So
say if
I do that.
like let's say you're, because you were talking about how guys don't put effort anymore, like they don't really like come up and like da 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 and do this or
Like,
that.
yeah, for someone who they fancy.
Like, if you're like, if you wanted that, you could just, what's holding you back from saying that?
like, I fancy them. Like, I like them.
Or
Like me
like
confessing.
not confessing, like, I mean, like, I feel like you're pretty straightforward. I feel like that person would have known that you fancy them, but it's like, what's holding you back from being like, hey, like, I do want to spend time with you, come, let's meet? Is it because, like, are you afraid of the fact that, like, they might be like, oh my god, this girl is like too much?
Yeah,
Is that what you-
actually, yes. And I don't know, like, I just didn't want to be the guy in that position. But like, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. Maybe because I'm also brainwashed, like, from like by social media, telling all the girls to be like, girl, you're a queen. You should sit on your throne and let the man do all the work and all that kind of thing. Like, I shouldn't be putting effort at this point. If anything, I should put effort in myself and then wait till the guy comes.
Yeah.
And all that. Like, you know, like, don't chase, you attract kind of thing. But then it's come to the point where it's kind of like suppressing. You know, you're kind of you're suppressing like a normal kind of emotion towards somebody who you interested, because like, you know, because like, now that we're so invested in social media and all, like, what they say and all that, we consume it so easily that we implant it in our minds. And not just that, but like, let's say like the girls whom I talked with, like you guys, like, I also feel a little pressured in a way, to the point where my only chance to get with the person who I love is to, or the person who I could be with, is to just sit down and just not do anything, kind of thing. But but like, from your question, like, honestly, I I would love to have the balls to do that. But like, like right now, cause like, I'm already like, I could have done that sooner, but that's because like, I kept saving myself loads of times, to the point where I'm already like on the surface. Like, I'm already cool. Like, I don't feel like I need to put in that energy anymore. Like, I just don't feel like I should put all my energy to that anymore because it is in the past. But if it's ever come back to that kind of situation again, I might as well just do it. Like, I might as well just tell them, yeah, I do like you. Maybe we should go out tomorrow, 2 o'clock.
Yeah. No, because like, just to like add up to that, because like nowadays, modern, what is it called? Modern day feminism is so different from back then. Because like, if you look at back then, like feminism is like just having equality with men.
Yeah.
And like, but I feel like nowadays it's like
More like independent.
not just independent, it's like beating down men.
Yeah. Which low-key sucks because I actually don't like to have that kind of mentality where I should, you know,
Where it's like always being so hostile, like being
yeah,
like,
oh,
fuck
men,
men,
yeah, like
fuck
men
men.
are all pigs. Like, all they want to do is fuck man. They don't love, like, they don't show love like how it was, like, back in the 80s or something
Yeah.
like that. But like, that's the thing. I just feel like that's something us girls should start tone it down a bit, because like, I feel like in the end of the day, we are just going to end up like lonely as fuck. I just feel like lonely to the point where you don't even want to expand yourself. Like, you wouldn't want to meet anyone that could be a potential to you. You
Yeah.
know, because I just feel like we're already suppressing that idea of it, and like, I don't know, yeah, but like, yeah, like what you said, like, we've been so hostile with the guys, maybe because, like, based on our experience and judgments and all that, that's how we judge them. And I feel like right now, like, that's why right now, like, I'm trying to erase all that things. Like, all I want to focus on is like humans. Like, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
You're just a male and I'm a female, and
Yeah.
that's that. Like, I don't want to overanalyze of the idea of what their intentions might be, or what the girl's intentions might be, or anything like that. Like I want to put it in like simple terms. Like, if you like me and I fancy you, then okay, let's see where this goes. And honestly, like, don't expect too much.
Yeah. Like what I told you, I remember last year before the year ended, like you asked me what was like my motto for this year, or like for the end of the year, and I was like, don't take other people's experiences or like your own experiences too personal, because if
Yeah.
you take that too personally, you're gonna rob yourself of like, like a change of
Yeah.
mindset, or like it's just, you're just gonna be stuck and you're just gonna hold yourself to that one expectation. And like, going to what you said earlier. Wait, what did you say? Because I was gonna add up to something.
Which one? About me being like the girls being hostile with guys?
No. But anyways, I'll just like continue, like, like the experiences.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
because like it's scientifically proven that from the age of 16 to like 25, it's literally the loneliest age
Yeah.
ever, because you have to, like, your frontal lobe is developing, you're starting to like really see life for what it is. Like, you're starting to learn make your own decisions, and not only that, you're like making sure that like you know how to manage everything, like your time, like as in your time with your family, your time for school, your time for work, for your time, like your career, your friends, and then also on top of that, fucking relationship and your mental health. Like, that is hard. So like, you're not like, not everyone is capable of managing all of those things all at once. And even if someone is able to manage that, what have you ever seen someone who's able to manage all of that and have no like
Problems
at all, or like trauma, or like anger issues or whatever, or stress, and that's why I was like literally asking you earlier. I was like, why, like what if, like, if like a guy is not being communicative over wanting to go out or whatever, what if they just grew up with that, what if they just grew up with that environment, or in that mindset, that like they got used to the other person also being a little bit more communicative, and that's why they don't know that like that's
Yeah.
what you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. But like, that's the thing. That's someone that is like like if someone experience, like, if someone's in those kind of environments and they meet someone like that, at least they know that this is something that they need to work on themselves.
Yeah.
Like, even for me, like, like even for all of us, like we're going to get used to certain things or like the environment and all that, and then when we get to know someone new and all that, sure, it's going to make us feel a certain way, make us think something else. But that's the thing, like at least like you get to experience that. Now you're going to learn to adapt it, like you're going to learn how to be more diverse. You're going to create something that you need to not get used to, like kind of like opening
Mm,
up your character even more.
yeah.
Like don't be stuck in this one like category or in this one environment. Like explore more. Like even though you might encounter someone who could kind of, I don't know, beat you down or whatnot, or kind of makes you feel like very negative or bad, at least you got to feel that way, and now you're going to try to find a solution, because like you're going, like that's a thing in life, like you're going to encounter problems with people too, and you don't expect everyone is just gonna treat you nice and all that. But like that's the thing for us, like we can't control what they think or who they are as a person or their lifestyle or whatnot. What it matters is you. Like, do you want to make that choice for yourself and build up your character, or you just want to be that person who's just used to this kind of like concept, you know? Because like for me, like I would really want to expand my character even more, to the point where, if I encounter those kind of people again, I would know how to tolerate that.
Yeah, that's like such a useful thing to like put out there, because like
Yeah.
literally yesterday I was talking about this, about how people are basically windows of like past versions of yourself. And it's like really crazy to talk about, because like you were one of my examples,
Oh, really?
because I've known you since I was like what, in kindergarten, no, like primary
Primary?
school. And we used to be best friends during
Yeah.
primary school, and it's
Yeah.
like seeing you now as like a grown woman, oh my god.
That's crazy.
As a grown woman, it's like there's moments where I see you doing stuff that I like, going through stuff that I used to go through, and then I was like, not to like, no, this
No,
is,
go ahead, go ahead.
but it's like I'm like, oh my god, is that what I look like? And it's like it encourages me more to like, it kind of makes me realize like, oh my god, I've changed. And it's like we're all vessels of like knowledge,
Yeah,
and
like
we
that's the
we share
thing.
knowledge to other people. And like whenever no matter how much I change or no matter how much I improve, like I always do also look at my surroundings. And with our topic right now, relationships, like when you get with someone, you kind of see a version of yourself in them, because if you're like, let's say if you're like like the people that you surround yourself with, you're not always going to align with them.
Yeah.
You like, that's why there's people that you drift apart from. That's why you distance, like you end up getting distant with some people. And I feel like that should be normalized. I feel like normal, like it should start getting like, it should be normalized now, when like if you don't have beef with someone and it's just like you guys are moving on with your life, and it's like you guys just slowly not get distant. And like I feel like if you guys really do believe that you guys are friends and meant to be friends, I don't think you should be mad at someone for drifting apart.
Yeah.
If you guys are just moving along with life. And it's like, even like with relationships, I mean, like it will hurt,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like for like I've never been in like a very long relationship. The longest one I've been is like maybe almost 2 years, but like, even in those 2 years, like me and that person has changed so much, to a point where we like realized that we're not even the same people anymore that we
Yeah.
first met. And it's like it's inevitable. You never know, like like maybe tomorrow I would be like, oh, maybe I don't like this podcast with Mina. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying, like, you never know how you can feel about a person, and that doesn't just go for positive things. That could also go for negative things. Like, you can probably hate someone right now,
Yeah.
and like one day, maybe you'll see them down the street or whatever, or like you bump into them, and like somehow you guys talk. You could always change that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why, like, my philosophy would like, one of the things, like, you know how like they have like the ins and outs for every year.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, one of my ins now is like, I'm no longer an ex hater, because again, people like all the people that you've met in your past are just past versions of yourself. They know past versions of you. Whether you're still that person or you're not that person anymore, they still know that version of you. They've been like
Yeah, that's the
experienced
thing.
that, they've encountered that, and you're the only person that is entitled to like whether that's still you or not. And if you get offended by that, that's on you. That's not another person.
Exactly.
Unless
Yes.
they really do like target your character and like really fucking like actually
Then
go
that's on
on you,
them.
then yeah.
Then that's on
But
them.
if it's just like you see them and then like this and that and like there's still some stuff that they're like they notice and they're like, oh, it's still the same. It's like, and you get offended by that, that's on you.
Yeah, exactly.
And like the reason why I'm not an ex hater anymore is only because when like looking back at all of those experiences, you still experience no matter if it's bad or good. Unless like they beat you up or something.
shit.
Okay, like then that's
Okay.
fucked. Like they killed your dog or something.
Oh,
like that's
fuck.
fucked.
Yeah.
But if it's like you guys just fell, even if it's like a really bad fall off or whatever, you still experience something that made you realize that's not good for you and
Yeah.
that's not what you want. And like you said, you mentioned that earlier about like how you need to experience things, and if you just stay stuck in one position, you're never gonna realize what's outside of that. And that's what's wrong with human beings. It's like we're wired like that. When we feel like we have no control in a certain situation that we do not recognize, the safest option is to just stay in something familiar.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just like a coping mechanism. And to me, that like that's why I envy people who are very like not outgoing, but it's like people who are so curious to a point where they don't care whether
Yeah.
they like fuck up or what, like because I don't know, it's like you kind of just you like again like with the topic going, we keep fleeing from the relationship topic.
Yeah.
But like even in relationships, it's like I feel like that's why we're so scared of going towards like the person that we want, because we're so afraid that if we're not fitting their expectation, which is so stupid, it's
Yeah.
like that's our final chance. Like we get entitled to just that thing that like we expect to just be what that person wants, and that's our final chance. Like we don't have anyone else, and that's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
that's like a really bad mindset to
Yeah.
have.
And for me, like, I am working on that because I do have attachment issues. And, like, as much as I really don't like it, unfortunately do. But, like, I am working on myself to that. And by working on it, like, I would, like, fuck, I'm getting illiterate. And how I be working on it is to just accept the fact that, things have changed. It's never like how it was in the beginning, you know? And it's sad, yeah, but that's okay to be sad about. But just know that, you're still alive, you're still breathing, and there's still, like, new things that's gonna come for you. Well, not come for you, like, oh, but it's going to hand into you. You just need to wait. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think you should wait. I
Wait,
feel
no,
like
not wait. But not think about it, kind of thing. Like, live for the moment and just, because, like, that's the thing. It's like, let's say, you got rejected by this person, and it's someone that you really love or whatnot, and you just felt like you just lost that one and only guy.
yeah.
And then that's where you go on thinking, like, okay, maybe, like, I won't meet someone like this person ever again, or like, I'm going to be single by the time I hit 43, or shit like that. I'm gonna die lonely and all that. And I honestly, things like that, I just, like, honestly, like, really tone it down. Because first of all, you never know. Like, the fact that people prioritize relationship that much, to the point where they kind of, go crazy with it. Like, they go shagging around with other guys just to, like, in hopes to be with that person or whatnot. But, like, that's the thing. Like, you don't need to do all of that to get a relationship. But, like, why even prioritize relationships in the first place when you could be doing something that is worth your time and doing something that could build up your character and your experiences, so then you could potentially meet someone that is just right there.
Yeah, no, I feel like every person should not just prioritize just the relationship.
Yeah.
I feel like no. I feel like even if you are in a relationship, you're not supposed to just make that person your entire world, because
Yeah.
there's like
There's, like, you individually and you with that person.
Yeah, and it's just like, what, when you take that person out of the picture, what do you like, there's, I remember like when I was in like my last relationship, it was just like, I remember there were so many moments where I was like, when that person wasn't there, I just felt like I had nothing. Like, I had no interest. I
Yeah.
was literally always at home just like waiting for that person to like, show up or whatever. And it's like it's gotten to a point where the other person kind of like forgot about that I had my own life and I had my own boundaries, and it's such a damaging mindset to have, because you kind of lose your sense of individuality, and you kind of forget that you also are experiencing your own life, your own
Yeah.
way. And it's like, when you, I feel like it's so important to still have, to take yourself out on dates, even if you are in a relationship, or go out with your friends, or like, you know, I don't know, like go to a class or something, like
Yeah.
do Pilates.
No, real.
Like, I feel like, I don't know, whenever I see a couple and I see that they both have like different things going on in their life, but they're still so together, that's like really attractive. Like, wow,
That
yeah,
is.
like you guys are capable of doing
Yeah,
that.
like when you have your own life going, it's and but at the same time you also try to make time for me. I find that really attractive, honestly. Like knowing that you also have your own life going, like with your friends and family, and also like make time for me. It's it's really nice. You know what I mean? Cuz like I wouldn't want to be with a person who is just there like all
Like
the
no
time.
ambitions,
Yeah.
just like always.
Like always like, hey, you wanna talk, hey, you wanna hang and all that. I'm just
Yeah.
like, girl, don't you have like a life going on? Like
Yeah.
don't you have anything else going on? You know what I mean? Like but like that's the thing. Like that's why like rather like as a single person, like rather for me to rot in bed, I'm gonna just do something with my life. You know what I mean? And focus on relationships that I have, like my girlfriends and my family and all that, and really try not to put my life into like I just don't want to put my priority on finding anyone, cuz like what my purpose being here is to exist, like you and me both, like we're here to exist.
And
We're not,
experience.
we're not like human workers, or not like we're not meant to do that, but like obviously society has made us like that.
Yeah.
Like we're working beings, we're not working beings, we're human beings. And I feel like, and then as human beings we should just like really like take the time to just like live, you know what I mean, and just focus on like yourself and not anything else, you know what I mean? Like don't think about, like don't put all the energy and your whole focus onto certain things, you know. I mean it's okay to have them, but like just don't focus it too much. Like don't obsess over it, because once you're obsessed with it and then you try to do something about it, you're more likely to just like, I don't know, be sad about it. You know what I mean? Or you would feel regret, like why the fuck did I do that? Like now that now that there's a lesson to learn. But regardless though, like even, let's say you did go through that and all that, at least you know you've been through it. Now that's like the time for you to build yourself up, you know. Like for the future, like what you're gonna do when that thing happens to you again, like what are your options, kind of thing. So yeah, it's like a learning curve, like as human beings, like till the like once you were born, it's gonna be a learning curve. And yeah, like I know that the podcast is talking about relationships and all that, but really though, even if you're like mentally okay or you're healed or whatever, I just still feel like, just don't take things like something that you shouldn't like focus on or shouldn't worry about as a priority. You know what I mean? Like relationships basically. Because like I get that the idea of having a relationship is great, especially but at the same time it's like you need to have your own life going on too,
Yeah.
you know? And you need to know like you basically need to know yourself. Like don't just because you break up, you need to find someone to replace him or anything like a rebound or something like that.
Yeah.
Because if anything, like you're relying on people to tolerate your emotions and your behavior when you could do it for yourself. If anything, that's like one of the greatest thing is to know yourself. You know what I mean? To know
Yeah.
what you want, your needs, and then like your boundaries.
Yeah.
Because like back then, like I didn't know what the fuck boundaries were, and I thought it was just like a line between us. But like if anything, it's more than that. It's like actually have like forming self-respect for yourself. Knowing to say like knowing when to say no and
Yeah.
all that, even though the idea of it may be fun and all that, but then like are you going to be happy with it? Are you going to be happy for that, like 5 minutes of dopamine, or you want to like and then live on your mental trauma, or just say no and cherish the moment, that is actually worth to cherish. You know what I mean? But in the end of the day, like my experience with like like the talking stage and all that, I wouldn't say I hate it or I regret it. I don't. If anything, I am glad that I got through it, and I'm glad that I get to experience that, because without it I wouldn't be who I am today. Like I wouldn't have these kind of mindset and all that. But obviously there will be a moment where I'm filled with like a lot of, I don't know, like a lot of advices, or like a lot of self-help, or like a lot of solutions,
Yeah.
to the point where I get burnt out, or I feel like it's hopeless. You know what I mean? That's why you really shouldn't take all that personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just really like obviously like take the time to heal. Like when like if you're sad about it or you're really depressed about it, okay, then take the time to heal without feeling the need to find someone to replace it. You don't need a somebody, you need yourself, because you need to save yourself. Like that quote, like honey, like that's what it means, like for real. And I stand by that. It's like no matter like who you're with, or what kind of relationship you have that's strong or whatnot, in the end of the day you got your own. You know what I mean? You are the only person who you could tolerate. So yeah, I like, yeah, in conclusion, like just you really don't need to prioritize relationship that much. If you're single or whatnot, and you want to get in a relationship and all that, I mean, sure, go, I mean, like go ahead and try it. You know what I mean? Like go out and then find somebody. Don't just like expect them to come to you. Like sometimes you know they will come to you while you're not doing anything, but sometimes if you're a girl, then obviously like you gotta try at least. You know what I mean? Because like in the end of the day, everyone is fucking shy. Everyone's fucking shy. They don't want to speak up. So if anything, if anything, like just don't think of like a gender role thing. I don't know,
Yeah.
because like a lot of people, they really obsess over the fact where girls have to just sit there and do nothing and stay pretty, and then the guys should like
Yeah.
go
No,
to
I
them.
hate that.
Yeah.
Cause like, remember, so like I met a guy like who, honestly, I genuinely did not expect to have someone like kind of made me feel like that, because I've never like I'm a very loud person,
Same.
and we're both very loud people, and
Yeah.
like we've never seen that as an issue. So we've both never seen that as an issue, and it's like when someone did humble me and put me in that box of like, you need to sit still and look pretty, or like sort yourself out because you're too loud or whatever, it's like you kind of get into like this whole overthinking.
Yeah.
Like you're in this like like black hole, the
Yeah.
spot where you're just like, oh my god, like I just need to like fit that. And it's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I don't like that. I don't like that mindset that like people are putting into women. And I feel like there still is that mindset. Maybe not. I don't know if it's worse now or what, but like, I think that that mindset of like women having to be fitting like a certain standard for men, like, look, I'm okay with being like a housewife or whatever. I don't mind that. If I were to have like a husband in the future, maybe like the first few years, I wouldn't mind because I grew up like that. I grew up watching my family, all of my, like, even my mom, my aunt, my grandparents, they were also like that. Like, not with my grandparents, not that far, but like I grew up watching seeing my aunt and my mom, like, they didn't have a job, and the father figure was like the only one who's like
Yeah.
working.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that, but it's at the same time, it's like, I don't want to feel like, like I'm not capable of doing that.
Yeah,
and it's like,
exactly.
yeah, you're like the man of the house or whatever, and like, but I just I don't like that mindset that women has to sit still, look pretty, or like have to feel
Like you have to fit a certain role.
yeah,
You know
or
what I
like,
mean?
I don't know, I just don't like having to feel like you need to fit a certain expectation for just one person, because it's like, everyone's gonna expect something from you, and if you just change for that one person, maybe the people that like you like, or you, like, that
You don't know that you like.
vibe,
Yeah.
like you vibe with, like, let's say your friends, they're gonna be like, what the hell, you changed.
Oh yeah, true.
And it's like,
it's authenticity.
yeah, and it's like, if you keep just putting yourself into just that mindset that you have to just fit for that one person, it's just, you're just gonna ruin it for yourself.
Exactly.
You're
And
robbing
I
yourself.
met guys who are like loud and quiet too. And I'm like, no girl is judging you for that. But we're getting judged. Like, bitch. Like, girl, be fucking for real. The double standards for real.
You like, oh my god, there's so many times where I wanted to cough in this podcast, but I was like choking. But anyways, like, you really deeped that. Like, you went into like the cracks and the crevice of mental health, and like,
Yeah, cause been there, done that, girl. No. Your girl has grown.
yeah, no,
Was that too loud?
no. Yeah, but anyways.
Oh yeah. Are we wrapping up?
We're wrapping up right now because the time is like running out. But thank you for listening to the first episode of Unexcused too.
Yeah.
Again, thank you for coming, Mina.
Thank you for having moi.
So it's Unexcused at AN_excuse2 on Instagram. Mina's Instagram is
Bauzatau.
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 Yeah, and if you guys want my personal Instagram, it's K7TJ. And yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Mwah. And happy Valentine's Day to y'all.
Happy Valentine's.